This trap story starts the 2nd of March 2008 in Binghamton, located in Memphis, Tennessee, after Cecil Dotson picked up his brother, Jesse Dotson, from work. The two brothers had been on bad terms in the past after Jesse was doing time for a murder and Cecil allegedly stole this girl and went on to have children with her. And he also testified against Jesse, helping convicted him on his murder charge. So Jesse, who had been just recently released from jail 7 months earlier, was already feeling some type of way about his younger brother. After Cecil picked up Jesse, they pulled up to Cecil's house at 722 Leicester Street to watch the game. When the game was over, Cecil and Jesse Dotson, Hollis Shields, and Cendria Robinson left, making several stops. Then they all returned back to Cecil's house, where Marissa Williams, Cecil's girl, and the kids were all still there. Everything was normal at first. They had the usual campaign going on, with alcohol and clouds of smoke in the air. But not one person on earth could have predicted what would happen next. Jesse and Cecil got into a heated argument about things that had went on in the past between them. Allegedly, Cecil laid a gun on the table he had, and Jesse pulled out his gun too. Seconds later, Jesse shot his 30-year-old baby brother, Cecil Dotson, 8 times, hitting him once in the head, once in the chest, once in the neck, and once in the right leg, plus 4 more times in his left leg. Then, Jesse Dotson, he turned the gun on the other adults in the house, shooting 27-year-old Marissa Williams 5 times, shooting 27-year-old Marissa Williams, Cecil's girl, 5 times, and also shooting 33-year-old Hollis Shields 4 times, and his girl Cendria Robinson, who was 27, 3 times, leaving all 4 dead from their injuries. After he assassinated the adults, he noticed it was still kids in the house, and he knew they had witnessed him kill them. And then he turned to Lucifer in the flesh. He ran to the back, chasing down the kids, attempting to kill them one by one, all out of bullets. So Jesse took a butcher knife and started stabbing the kids. 5 kids in all were attacked, but 2 didn't make it. Samario, 4 years old, suffered blunt trauma to the head, and he was also stabbed in the chest. Cecil the second, he was stabbed 7 times, almost all of them to the head. Both died from their attack. The 3 survivors were 9-year-old CJ, Cecil Jr., 5-year-old Cedric Dotson, and 2-month-old Sanaya Dotson. All 3 survived after being in critical condition. Cecil Jr., he was found with a knife stuck in his head 4 inches deep after waiting 40 hours in a bathtub on authorities to arrive after Jesse and Cecil's mother called the police after not hearing from them when they are usually in contact. The crime scene, it was a bloody massacre. At first, it was alleged to be a gang or mob hit, authorities thought, until 9-year-old Cecil Dotson was able to tell them that his Uncle Jesse, did the killing. The police picked up Jesse for questioning, and Jesse admitted to being there. But he said intruders entered the home when he was in the back room cleaning up for his brother. He heard gunshots. After the gunfire stopped, he walked and looked around the house and saw everybody was dead. He left and he was just happy to be alive. A day or 2 passed and Jesse confessed to the crime. Lieutenant Tony Armstrong can be seen on an episode of First 48 interrogating Jesse Dotson, bringing him to tears during the confession as Jesse told his story. In trial, he recanted his confession, saying Lieutenant Armstrong made him confess with aggression during the interrogation. Well, the jury wasn't having it. When it came time for the verdict, they all found him guilty on all 9 counts.
Of murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson Sr. as charged, and guilty of murder in the first degree of Marissa Williams, guilty of murder in the first degree of Paula Seals, guilty of murder in the first degree of Shindri Rovers, guilty of murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson Jr., guilty of murder in the first degree of Samario Dotson as charged in the 6th count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 7 of the indictment reads, "We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of attempted murder in the first degree of Cedric Dotson as charged in the 7th count of the indictment." The verdict form for count 8 of the indictment reads,
6 first-degree murder charges and 3 attempted murders. And later, he was sentenced to death for his evil, demonic crime. In 2013, an appeal was upheld for his conviction and sent him back to death row. As of 2022, Jesse Dotson is still on death row, awaiting his judgment day in Riverbend Maximum Facility located in Nashville, Tennessee. First, let me say rest in peace to the 6 victims of Lester Street and condolences to the family and to the 3 survivors. I hope you all have recovered fully from your injuries, and I hate you all had to go through something like that, so devastating. Much love to you all. It's a cold game. Situations like this make it hard to trust anybody, even your family. Nightmare on Lester Street, trap stories. Leave a comment. Tell me what y'all think. Like the video, subscribe to get notified for the next one.